Yo, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Oscar Ntege again with yet a brand new episode. In this particular episode, I'm going to talk about the 10 things I wish I knew as a beginner photographer. So if you're a beginner photographer, tune in and let's ride. Yo, before we dive into this particular segment, take a minute to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get into this. Number one, great work is not only about equipment. Great work is about practice, 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 and practice. I would say this a million times. You have to practice. I remember myself when I had just bought my first camera. I used to keep it away from people. I never used to shoot. I only got it out the times I was going to shoot special occasions and this. This really hindered my progress. My advice to you is, if you're a beginner photographer out there and you have a camera, go out and shoot, go out and make pictures. I think it's about experience, it's about you practicing and practicing. So go out there, make great images. I want to see what you guys come up with. Tip number 2, the earlier you make mistakes, the faster you learn. One advice I have for you, don't fear to make mistakes. Go out there, make all the crazy stuff. I remember, I look at my pictures I did back in the day, they all look very shitty. I can't even believe that it's me, and oh, forgive my French, but it was really something I look back at and I say, wow, I wish I had made these mistakes earlier. So the earlier you make mistakes, the earlier you learn, and the faster you become good. So go out there, make mistakes, experiment, try different lighting settings, try shooting under different lighting conditions, try different lenses, do anything crazy and make those mistakes so that you learn from them. And when you make a mistake, remember, your only chance is just making an improvement and you getting better. That brings me to my third point. Don't wait to be perfect to begin, but begin to be perfect. You cannot finish, like they say, practice makes perfect, and again at the same time humanity says no man is perfect. What I'm telling you is, don't wait to be perfect to begin. Begin in order for you to be perfect. In other words, don't wait to be great to begin, but begin so that you become great. The only thing that is hindering you from making the progress you're supposed to make is because you're waiting to be perfect. You're waiting for that perfect moment till you learn lighting and all that. Hey, beginner photographer out there, my brother, don't wait. My sister, don't wait. Go out and do this thing. The magic comes from beginning, from starting. Don't even be shocked when a mediocre photographer out there that you think you're better than begins making money before you, because these people are so daring. You don't wait to get confidence because you're perfect. You only get confidence as you go on. So my advice to you, begin shooting. Get that camera. Go out there on Amazon, look out. Go out on eBay, online, and look for that camera that you desire. Look out for that lens. Look out for that model. Go and shoot. Begin, and begin. This brings me to my tip number 4. Tip number 4, look for a mentor. Yes, I mean it. Look for a mentor. When you look for a mentor, you avoid mistakes, stupid mistakes that you would have done without a mentor. Go in those photography WhatsApp groups, those groups that are on Facebook. They're all over the country and all over the world. Join them. Look for somebody to mentor you. Look for somebody to guide you. Many photographers out there are willing to help upcoming photographers for as long as you share the same passions. Just go out there, look for a mentor, because it will help you grow faster. It will help you build your brand even faster than expect. So, what I'm trying to say here, don't make mistakes alone when there are people out there that can help and support you. Ask a good photographer on a date, on a coffee date, and ask him tips and tricks. These people are willing to share. I, for one, have trained multiple photographers have come under my wing, and I see their brands are flourishing. So take an opportunity, find an experienced photographer, let them mentor you and give you all the necessary skills that you need. And the good thing, as they say, according to the Bible, if you are religious, that is, ask and it shall be given. There are many people out there that you just need to ask. You know what they mean when I say ask, and you shall be given. It's the Aladdin factor. Anyway, that brings me to my tip number 5. Marketing. Marketing is as important as your craftsmanship. As a beginner photographer, I remember I used to look at marketing as an expense, which wasn't helping at all. I worked years and years and years, and I wasn't making any profit. To be honest, there were very few clients, very few people knew my brand, because I never used to look at marketing as an investment. Marketing is as important as your craft. I spent a lot of time into reading these photography books, reading apertures, reading shutter speeds, ISOs, name it all. Marketing was equally important. Start looking at marketing as an investment. For every photo shoot you do, for every gig you get, at least make it a must to put back 10% into marketing your brand. That is what is going to make you a successful photographer, because trust me, every $10 you put in, or every 10% you put in, it is going to make incredible returns, big returns that you won't believe. So that brings me to my tip number 6. Put down your camera. Yes, put down that camera. When I say this, I mean put down this camera once in a week and at least work on self-development. Read a book. Read a book on self-development, on people skills. From experience, photography is not just about gadgets. It's about people skills, especially if you're going to be doing portrait photography. You're going to do photography that involves shooting people, But if you subscribe to this channel, I definitely know you're interested in shooting people. Put down that camera and invest in yourself. Invest in self-knowledge. Invest in making yourself better. Not only at the photography skill, but at also people skills, at self-development. There are many tons of books out there. Books of Dale Carnegie, books of Anthony Robbins. Go for that stuff. Go for that seminar. Go for that financial literacy class. That is what would make you a great photographer. This brings me to my 7th tip, and that is don't charge cheap. Yes, I said it. Don't charge cheap. I know deep within you might be saying, but I have not even yet mastered my craft. I don't have such and such equipment this person has. Charging cheap is going to attract lots of cheap clients, with the kind of clients I call the clients from hell. People that are going to make you hate the whole photography business. You charging cheap, you're devaluing your brand. You're starting your brand at a very, very low cost. My advice to you is, first work under a mentor, see how they do their things, and master the craft. And your mentor will guide you on how to price your next project. Why I say this? As I started my photography business, back then I used to be called Lavish Media. The reason as why I ditched that brand, it was known to be cheap. I had to drop it because through time, people had got adapted to looking at me as a cheap photographer. So I went into that kind of dilemma. So I don't want you to go through the same experience that I went through, because I was charging a very, very low price. And what happened was most of the clients that were coming to me were the quarrelsome kind, were the overly demanding clients, were the clients who never valued my craft but valued their money more. So charge what you think you're worth. My advice again would be, invest a lot of time into your craftsmanship and charge what you think you are worth. I won't give you a figure, but what are you worth? What is your worth? What is the value of your time? If you're trading money, actually hours for money, what is your worth? That brings me to my 8th tip. Be hungry to learn. Be hungry to explore. Be hungry to have that next peak. It is hunger that has kept my brand up there. I'm always exploring. I'm always trying new things and all this stuff. What is those top photographers doing? If you're hungry to learn new stuff, that is the apex, that is the golden section of learning. Unless you're hungry, you will never have incredible work. As you see, be that person that explores. Go online, go to YouTube, you know. And by the way, as I'm saying this, I'm putting up a full course, a full beginner's course on post-production, on retouching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel again and turn on notifications so that every tutorial that comes out, you guys get to see it. So make it a point to subscribe. I'll be sharing all my knowledge that I've collected for a period of over 10 years and put it down all here on YouTube. So make sure you leave a comment below. Tell me the kind of tutorials you would love to see, because I'll be glad to share this knowledge with you. My tip number 9 is always remember, photography is not only about equipment. Actually, photography, in my opinion, from my experience, it is 10% technique and 90% psychology. What do I mean when I say this? Of course, somebody would say, but photography, if you don't have a camera. When I say, of course, it won't take you long till you master your equipment. It may even take you 2 months to master your camera, you know. But what you have to master the most are people skills. Yes, I mean people skills. How do you relate to people? Are you lovable? How do you make somebody love you in 90 minutes? That takes me back to my point I did when I told you, invest in yourself, invest in self-development. Because from the time I've worked, people have loved me for me. I'm not saying my work has not contributed to my success, but I feel 80% of my success in photography has been due to people's skills, because of the way I treat people, because of the way people feel when I'm shooting them. In my opinion, if you're going to do lots and lots of people photography, you should invest a lot of time into people skills, into learning people, into communication, that is the number one thing that will lead you to success. Because expensive photographers, most times 70% are not hired because they are very, very good, but they are hired because of their great skills. That is communication skills, sales skills, and closing skills. How good are you at closing? How good are you at negotiating deals? How good are you at making people feel great about themselves? Is your photography inspiring? Well, if I'm to talk about, this is another lecture of its own, but all in all, invest in people skills. You know, put it in your head, photography is people skills. Write this down, photography is people skills. And in the comments below, I would want to hear from you. Why, as those people that I know you have certain clients that love you for you, why do they love you? Put it down in the comments below. Why do they hire you other than technique? Yet you're not the best photographer. Why do they pick you? Comments below there. Tell me why. My tip number 10 for you, and the last tip of the day today, before we close this, is go in a studio, ask a photographer, hire a photographer to photograph you. In other words, get photographed. I know many photographers out there have never even gone for a photo shoot. Yes, if you've ever gone for a photo shoot, it was by serendipity, it was a fortunate accident that you're even part of that photo shoot. Going to that photo shoot, get photographed, and feel what your clients feel. This will put you in a better position to know what exactly your client feels, and it will put you in a better position again to know what to tell them. You will know how to address the feelings of your clients when you're shooting. You know, that's why my advice to you, often, maybe once in a month, ask a fellow photographer to photograph you so that you get that feeling of empathy. You get that feeling of how your clients feel. You know how nervous I feel even shooting this video? Dude, you don't know how many cuts are in this video, how many cuts the director was saying when they were shooting this particular video. Because I'm not also comfortable standing in front of the camera, and I'm just learning slowly by slowly. So by you going in front of that camera, it puts you in a better position to know, okay, how do clients feel, how do these people feel, how do subjects feel behind this camera. So with that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips like this, and again, turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss a thing in my next tutorial. I would love to say thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you next time.